Hey guys, it's your girl T. So I want to come on here and talk about the whole Kanye West controversy. He went on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and I did wake up long enough to watch the interview, and then I went back to sleep. I was knocked out the rest of the day, but I really did enjoy his interview. He talked about a lot of things on there. He was a lot calmer this time around. He wasn't as hyped up as he was the last time, and he was definitely not as hyped up as he was on the Sway show. So anyways, Kanye talked about the Yeezys. He claims that he's trying to make them more affordable. He never intended to make $300 sneakers, yada, yada, yada. Then he also talked about the whole Beck situation, the whole Taylor Swift situation. He said that he just went to dinner with Taylor Swift the other day. He eventually got to apologize to her. And he said that he did manage to hear some of Beck's music and that he really enjoyed it and that he needs to apologize to Beck, but he keeps forgetting to do so. After that, I asked him how come he was not vocal during all this stuff that was going on this summer with Mike Brown, with Eric Gardner. And Kanye West said that, he wanted to listen to his fathers. We all know his father is Ray West. And Ray West was a Black Panther. He's a very conscious man. They raised Kanye West to be very conscious. So you can always tell that Kanye is fighting a battle within himself to be the conscious Kanye or to be the more laid back, superficial Kanye. And he says that his father called him and basically asked him to stay out of this fight, told him that he doesn't need to stick his neck out and let the other people handle it. And that's what Kanye chose to do. So that's why he did not speak out on the whole Mike Brown, Eric Gardner situation this summer. To make up for him not speaking about Black issues this summer, he says that he's working on a documentary with Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he's really excited about this. So I think that Minister Louis Farrakhan and Kanye West hooking up and doing this documentary together sounds really, really interesting, and I, for one, cannot wait to check it out. So I'm glad that he's trying to do something like that. I hope they talk about a lot of issues, not just the fact that he's a classically trained musician. I hope they go into his life story, where he came from, where he's been, and where he's going in the future, because we all know the minister is getting a lot older, and he only has so many years left. So I'm glad that somebody's reaching out to him to do a professional documentary. Also, during the interview, Kanye West basically laid all these suspicions to rest. He says that his wife Kim Kardashian and Beyonce are really good friends, and that basically low-key Beyonce has a picture of Kim on her wall, and she basically looks to Kim for inspiration because she considers Kim Kardashian a really strong woman. Now, when Kanye said that, I had to give him the side eye, and if you guys noticed during that interview when he said that, Charlamagne the God started coughing. I'm like, really? Beyonce's looking at Kim Kardashian for inspiration? I think not, okay? Kanye is definitely besides himself at times. I just find the whole situation just comical that he would even try to act like Queen Beyonce needs to look at Kim Kardashian for any type of inspiration. Now, I think the biggest moment in that interview was when he went in on Amber Rose. So as we all know, the whole Kardashian clan, Amber Rose, Kanye, Wiz Khalifa, these folks have been in the media non-stop all week. Ever since Amber Rose went onto the Breakfast Club a few days ago and she blasted Kylie, and then Khloe, basically confronted her on Twitter, and then she drugged Khloe for the fill. A lot of folks, like I said, were caping for Amber Rose and making excuses for her whole shit and acting like she's way above Kim when they're basically, to me, on the same kind of level. So Kanye decided to take up for his wife and basically said that if Kim Kardashian had, basically decided to date him when he initially approached her, there would be no Amber Rose. He also stated that Kim made him take 30 showers before she was willing to be intimate with him because he had slept with Amber Rose, and that Kim was just disgusted by the whole situation. So then he basically said that Amber Rose is just simply trying to soak in the situation and trying to basically use them for fame. That's what he said in not so many words. When he said this, a lot of folks were like shocked. They were like, oh my gosh. Amber Rose wasted no time taking to Twitter and clapping back at Kanye West. And this is what Amber Rose had to say about the whole situation. And another thing that I've noticed, it seems like a lot of people are growing tired of Amber Rose as well. A lot of folks were going in on her on Twitter when she was saying that, she's quiet, she keeps to herself. A lot of folks were saying that she's a hypocrite. If she's so quiet, how come she hasn't let this go? Why was she bullying Khloe and them? So a lot of folks had a lot of things to say about Amber Rose as well on Twitter. Go ahead and check out these tweets. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. Alright, so you guys just saw Amber Rose's tweets, and my whole situation with this is I'm gonna need Kanye to have several seats. Whenever you point fingers at somebody, there's always 3 fingers pointing back at you. And I'm not gonna sit up here and cape for Amber Rose. Like I said, I don't cape for any of these people because ain't none of these people paying my damn bills. But I will say this, he can't insinuate that Amber Rose was a whore and that he had to take 30 showers to basically cleanse himself of Amber Rose. Because if you guys remember, after they broke up, Kanye West was on that Dark Fantasies tour, and he was crying and, you know, carrying on about how he did her wrong, how he cheated on her. And then his own homeboy, I forget his name, the one with the mouth, and he was dating the white girl, Jen the Pen. They even confirmed everything that Amber Rose was saying, and they said that basically Kanye West did cheat on Amber Rose with Kim Kardashian, and then hence why Amber Rose got with Reggie Bush trying to pay Kim Kardashian back. So to me, both these chicks are on the same level. One is not better than the other. When you're throwing shots at Amber, all you're doing is magnifying your wife's whole shit. At the end of the day, Kim Kardashian is not innocent. We've seen every inch of her, you know what I'm saying? And she also allowed Ray J to pee on her. She claims that it wasn't true, but other people say that there's a tape going around where Ray J gave her a golden shower. So did he make Kim Kardashian wash off all that sex and funk off of her, knowing how many men that she's been with in the industry? And at the end of the day, guess what? They're grown and they have the right to have high body counts. I don't understand why it's a big deal. When a dude is out here screwing everything that moves and fucking every female that he sees, that's okay. But when a female's doing that, all of a sudden they're whores and everything else. That's why I'm not buying this whole Amber Rose Kim Kardashian beef. How can Amber Rose talk shit about Kim when she's no different than Kim, and vice versa? I don't care if she grew up poor. I don't care if she had to start stripping at 15. She was out there fucking young too, being young and wild, no different from the Kardashians. Just because you're poor does not mean anything. If you're young and wild, you're young and wild, regardless if you're poor or rich. That's why I don't respect this whole little beef situation. It's almost like the lesser of two evils. I refuse to pick sides in this bird beef. But I will say that Kanye came off kind of like a little punk for trying to call Amber Rose out and even, you know, throw those little shots at her when his wife is no innocent, and she's been passed around this town more than once. So I think for him to try and go on Amber Rose was just kind of shitty. It's no different than when Wiz Khalifa tried to call her out and say that, you know, everybody gets a piece of the pie, everybody gets a slice. Okay, even if that's true, Wiz, you still fucked her, you got her pregnant, and you made her your wife, and she walked away with $1 million worth of alimony. So my thing is, you look stupid. If you knew that she was a slut and people were getting a piece of her and everybody gets to hit that, why would you marry her and have a child with her? You know, don't complain after the fact. But like I said, Kanye was the same dude crying on stage over Amber Rose, but now all of a sudden you're treating her like she meant nothing to you. So I really didn't respect that about him and what he said about her. So in my opinion, I did like the Kanye West interview. I did think it was interesting, but I just wasn't feeling the fact that he was trying to throw shade while trying to make his wife seem so innocent. It's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire interview concerning Kanye West. What do you think about what he said about Beyonce looking up to Kim Kardashian? And then what do you think about what he said about Amber Rose and him having to take 30 showers? And what did you think about the interview in general? If you have not watched the interview, I will post a link down below. You guys can check it out. Watch the interview, come back, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. All right, deuces.